Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44. I'll stand here this fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights: Darkness over Daggerford. Last episode, we did some looking around at the southern side or eastern side, a couple areas here in Daggerford. We have another companion with us, Reagan Brunegar, a fighter woman, and now it's time for us to begin exploring in the northern section here. See what we can find and all. Hold on, I can get into the basement of this place.
It seems I can't.
You'll have to come back later. I'm not, well, decent. Okay, noted. Oh, I can actually go up onto the... Well, I can kinda go up onto the walls if I wish. The Daggerford Barracks. Yeah, what the hell. I can go in. Captain Frederick.
Ah, a fresh face in Daggerford. I hope you've not been inconvenienced by our town's recent lockdown. How might I be of service?
Let's see. I'm new to town, Captain, and was hoping you might be able to point me in the right direction. That depends on your interest, friend. Is your visit to Daggerford one of business or pleasure? A little bit of both, actually. Fair enough, though you seem better prepared for battle than for sightseeing. Good thing, too, as the party I was traveling with was attacked on the way here from Waterdeep. I am aware of the altercation of which you speak. From all accounts, it was a bloody affair. I regret the manner in which you were introduced to our fair town. Why are the town gates locked, Captain?
Regretfully, I am unable to discuss the matter with you at present. Know that this gag order comes direct from the Baron himself.
The Captain's expression tells you he is displeased with the Baron's latest proclamation. As a visitor to your fair town, I believe I am entitled to some reason why I must remain in Daggerford.
You know, you're right. We of Daggerford are typically much more hospitable to guests, and I tire of being so secretive.
However, my own information on the lockdown is as limited as your own, I'm afraid. Captain Dratharian, whose office is down the hall, is privy to that knowledge. I recommend you speak with him on why the Baron has issued the order. Why the need for two militia captains?
Captain Dratharian is not a captain of the militia. He is a captain of the Griffins, a mercenary company employed by the Baron to protect the trade caravans that travel to and from Daggerford.
And what is your opinion of this Captain Dratharian?
Oh, yes. I bet it's not too favorable, eh, Captain?
Do not be so rude to the captain, Perfbin.
Well, pardon me for trying to make a useful point, your ladyfulness.
My view of Dratharian and his Griffins is immaterial.
Captain Frederick's tone, though guarded, has taken on a noticeably harder edge. Well, since I'm likely to have dealings with Dratharian, it would be helpful to know what manner of man he is. Listen, friend, you seem decent and trustworthy, so I'll put it to you straight. I have nothing against mercenaries. I've served with my share in the past, and find them as handy with a sword and shield as any other trained soldier. But this Dratharian is different. All these secrets, and this moving about under cover of darkness. How can my militia guard and his griffins coordinate our troop movements when we're blindly stepping on each other's toes? The rest of my uneasiness amounts to little more than a feeling. In here. He points to his gun and exhales a deep, inaudible sigh. I can question this Dratharian for you if you wish. Well, perhaps you could at that. You're new to Daggerford and will be seen as a neutral party. Very well. Try to question Dratharian on why the Baron has ordered a lockdown, and report back to me with what you find. I'll do so at once, Captain. Play the spy for Captain Frederick. Right. We also need to go... I'm just taking a quick reminder, so let's see. Right, she wants us to find... This is actually what she wants us to find out. Wait. Astriel. Oh no, that is Amara. Okay. Yeah, that Astriel is Amara. Okay. She wants us to find that out. Well, let's see what we can find out in the barracks. Nothing in there. Looks like that's the way out. Let's take a look in here first. Captain Dratharian. Alright, I just want to take a look at these other two rooms first. Yeah, there's our barracks. And off-duty Griffin mercenary.
I greet you.
Dratharian's gonna talk to Bugo about getting us Griffins a raise on account of the great job we're doing protecting the caravans. Oh yeah, great job. I didn't even have to do anything, and my partner is still with me.
Oh, tell me you're not another merchant come to gripe about the town gates being locked.
Captain Dratharian's inhospitable manner tells you to be quick with your questions. Forgive the disturbance, Captain, but I am a bit curious why I am unable to leave the town. Your boundless curiosity is none of my concern, citizen. I have little time with such needless prattle. Be gone with you. It was a simple question from someone new to Daggerford. Can I assume you will not leave until I reveal to you what I know? I'm afraid so, sir.
Very well. I shall reveal to you what I know, so I might finally have a moment's peace from meddlesome questions.
Well, that was easy.
A dangerous prisoner has escaped from the castle dungeons, and I've ordered the gates locked until he is recaptured. Wickers is his name, and should you encounter him, you'd best give the man a wide berth.
What is so dangerous about this Wickers fellow, Captain? A good question, Jareth.
The man is a raving lunatic who has already slain a multitude of castle guards. If you do come across him, I would ask that you disregard his slanderous ravings. He is delusional, and he has lost control of his mental faculties.
I am already smelling a rat.
Until he is recaptured, no one may enter or leave Daggerford. I think I've made myself quite clear on the matter. Now, I would ask that you leave my office so I might finally get some proper work done.
I just had one more question, Captain, and then I'll leave you in your peace. You try my patience, sir. Very well. What is your question? Who is behind the sudden increase in raids on the merchant caravans? Ah, yes. Stand a moment, whilst I commune with the spirits of my long-dead ancestors, who will gift me with the answer. We of House Dratharian all have psychic abilities, you know. Dratharian performs a mock seance, his eyes half shut in deep concentration, while his mouth forms into a twisted smile. It appears you know as little as I on the matter. Now, that is the first intelligent thing you've said, sir. If I knew who was behind the attacks, I'd surely have rounded them all up and locked them away for safekeeping.
Now, if you will excuse me, I have work to do. Good day.
I admit I liked his bit of sass there. That was amusing. Even so far as them actually describing him making up a mock seance. That was good.
Hello again. Did you have any luck uncovering the reason for the lockdown?
Captain Dratharian definitely had some interesting things to say on the matter. Yes, I imagined he would. Please, share with me what you have learned. Dratharian claims a madman named Wickers escaped from the castle dungeons. I know Wickers. He's a bit unruly and unethical for my taste, but he's not one I would count as mad. I wonder what Dratharian's up to. Well, you've certainly been most helpful, friend. I believe it's time I looked into this matter myself. In the meantime, I might have another task for you if you're interested. What sort of task is this, Captain? What do you know of wild elves? I know nothing of wild elves, I'm afraid.
They are a nomadic people who typically refrain from traveling this far north. However, my spies tell me that a clan has recently set down roots near the tradeway.
I suspect these wild elves had fallen out of favor with their Cholton neighbors to the south, and, after some prolonged conflict, decided to vacate the area for greener pastures up north. Their leader is a fierce and beautiful woman named Kylena Moonglow. She is a strong-willed and stubborn woman who feels her people have the right to any lands they lay claim to, even lands belonging to others. You wish for me to parley with this Kylena Moonglow? I wish for you to survey the situation and do what you feel is necessary. Of course, I would prefer a non-violent solution, but oftentimes such a result proves difficult. Be aware that these wild elves have launched an embargo of sorts on the local farmers by blocking some of the streams that flow through their lands. Once you've dealt with Kylina, you will need to unblock the streams.
You will find Kylina and her people in the woodlands, south and east of Daggerford. It is an area called the Lonely Barrens. Return to me once you've dealt with her, and I shall reward you with an amulet of power.
I shall seek out this Kylina Moonglow as soon as I'm able to leave, Captain. Okay. So we do have some quests we'll need to take care of out and about. It'll just be a while before we can actually get out and about, I think. Okay, we've made our way through the barracks. Yeah, an archery target is a thing. And a combat dummy is also a thing. River Quarter Notice Board. What's this say? The notice board has several notices pinned to it. The more noticeable ones are listed below. Missing, Fernigold, the younger son of Fernigold the Older. Help me find my son. Contact Fernigold the Older. By the time you have read this notice, your purse will be lighter. Beware pickpockets. And join the crew of the Buckled Knot for a journey on the high seas. So we could leave through this area to, what is that? The River Gate. That is something we could do, apparently. The Blackstone Inn and the Mariners Alliance. And a whole bunch of houses we haven't investigated, including Lathander's Temple. Okay.
Some of these residences might be worth exploring. People can't be home all the time, can they?
You're not wrong. I do wish to explore a little bit. Oh dear. I strongly advise you turn around and leave through the door you entered. I cannot be responsible for what happens if you choose to remain a moment longer. Your dress names you a Red Wizard of Thay. Perhaps I should ask what you're doing in Daggerford. So it seems yet another brave adventurer must fall victim to the powers of Ilkor of Thay. Know that I asked you nicely to leave before I scattered your remains to the four winds. Come, my children, arise! Protect your master from the enemies of Thay! Drop him in a cauldron, boss. He might be a tasty meal. Alright then. Attack the wizard first.
Let the earth take you!
Oh, great. Darkness. Okay, can I at least kill the other ones? Actually, the darkness helped out. Now the wizard can't attack me. Okay, we can attack Creech a bit. And now we can just attack Ilkor of Thay a bit. Yeah, the darkness is actually helping me out a bit, because I don't think he can... There we go! I'd rather you guys attack Ilkor, but, you know, I'll take what I can. Almost. There we go. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I mean, Reagan took a lot of damage. We've got unidentified armor and a topaz. Okay. And there doesn't appear to be anything else in here, but hey, at least we managed to take care of that. Alright, let me drop a save before we look at any of these others. Alright, next building.
It seems I
Can't go in that one. How about this one?
It seems
Nope,
I
not
can't.
that one. What about down here? Nope,
It
not
seems
that
I
one.
can't.
And not that
seems I
one.
can't.
Alright, the Mariners Alliance. There's a lot of things I can interact with, jeez. Nothing inside any of them. Okay, I don't need to take a small shield. I will take the potion of Fox's Cunning, though. Taffy, who are you? Yeah? Something I can do for you, mister? What door are you guarding, sir? This here door leads to the private meeting room of the Mariners Alliance big bosses. They control shipping permits and keep tabs on all seabound trade along the Sword Coast. Interesting. Thanks for the information. Can I go in?
Right, I can do that.
Perfbin can.
There you
This
go.
is going to hurt.
Okay, shouldn't have done that.
Feel my wrath.
Okay, so we can't go through there without getting everyone to attack us, so probably shouldn't do that. Also picked up some other items there. Alright, let's take a look at Lathander's temple. Very small building.
Lathander is a worthy god, if not a bit, gaudy. Nothing like Helm, of course.
Of course. Alright, Liam Sunmist. The blessings of the Morning Lord be upon you, traveler. You stand in Moonglow Tower, our town's hallowed shrine to Lathander. I am Dawnbringer Liam Sunmist. How may I be of assistance? Although the man's smile and tone speak of an ardent willingness to please, his words have the hollow sound of one whose thoughts are miles away. If you don't mind my saying, Dawnbringer Sunmist, you seem a bit distracted. Is there something wrong? Am I so transparent? Yes, my days and nights are troubled by a strange malady that affects farmers to the south. It's progressing through their ranks like a brush fire through dry kindling. Liam's brow furrows into thick cords of distress. Is it a plague? Shh! Please do not speak that word, sir, as I fear we might incite a panic. What is the nature of this disease? All victims suffer the same symptoms. A brief period of insomnia resulting in extreme fatigue and accompanied by high fever, hot sweats, delusions, and finally death. Do all the victims die from the disease? Indeed, every person who has contracted the illness has passed on. Have you any opinions on what it might be? To me, all the symptoms point to an outbreak of, vampirism. When you examine the symptoms, plus the fact that the graves are all exhumed a few days after burial, well, the cause of the malady seems obvious. Tell me, traveler, would you be interested in investigating the situation for me? My duties here in town preclude my leaving Daggerford for any length of time. I'd be happy to help in whatever way I can, Dawnbringer Sunmist. Oh, good. You should begin your investigation in Gillian's Hill, which lies to the south along the Tradeway. There is an old healer there named Mabda. Seek her out, as she might be able to provide guidance on how you should proceed. Before you go, a word of caution. There's a young woman in town named Lula who seems quite enamored of the vampire mystique. If she approaches you, I would ask that you not encourage her unhealthy interest. Now, is there anything else I can do for you? Dawnbringer, that's an interesting title. It is a name often attributed to servants of Lathander. We faithful servants of the Morning Lord cherish the dawn, for it signifies the end of night and a return to light. Is there something I can do to aid you, traveler? If my knowledge on the matter is correct, the title Dawnbringer might also be attributable to the Dawn Cataclysm, of which Lathander was the cause. Oh, the things they teach in schools these days. This dawn cataclysm of which you speak is simply a bit of slanderous propaganda initiated by worshippers of Faerun's lesser deities. I thought that Lathander's role in the dawn cataclysm was fairly common knowledge. Many are jealous of our Lord's eternal beauty, kindness, and unyielding optimism. They twist and warp the truth to serve their own unsavory ends. Now, with that behind us, tell me how else I might serve you this day. I can make a donation. How very kind of you, traveler. Know that Lathander often rewards such gifts with a magical boon. It's like a spell, but has a longer duration and varies depending on the amount of your donation. I'll give you 25 gold. Lathander blesses you with an owl's wisdom.
Hello.
Let's see. I wish to see what you have for sale. And also, let's see. Identify. Tinder of the Mendicant. Vulnerable to cold damage, low red light, on-hit flaming hide, and use flaming weapon. That seems completely pointless to me. I will not be using that. Sell the gems, please. Nice tower shield. I do have one already. Don't think I have anything particularly notable here that I want. Vestments of Faith. Soak damage. Nice. Devil's Doom. A +1 longsword, extra enhancement bonus against outsiders, and does 1d4 damage to outsiders. Not bad. Shining Light of Lathander. +2 orange light, searing light. Interesting. There's all the potions. Various rings and... Hold on. Daggerford Salvation. More outsider things. And improved saving throws against fear and fire. Interesting. Let's see. We've got Golden Chalice of Lathander, Healing Circle and Light. Saint's Blood Pearl, various cures. And Gem of Brightness. Okay. Interesting things. Right. We can leave out of here. I think there's only one building we haven't looked at yet. And that is the Blackstone Inn. A tall, gangly youth bumps into you as you try to make your way through the crowded tavern. If you didn't know any better, you'd swear the contact was deliberate. Pardon me, lad, I didn't mean to bump into you. Aye, that's okay, mister. You don't have to say you're sorry. After all, I was the one who bumped... Oh, blast. The lad's face goes 3 shades of red. You'd best explain yourself, lad, or I'll be forced to summon the militia. Well, I had a bet with me mates that you weren't tough enough to get mad if I... Oh, it's no use. I've never been good at telling lies, so I'll just tell you the truth. You see, I lifted your wallet. And you'd best give it back, lad, or there's going to be trouble. Please don't hurt me, mister. I didn't mean no harm. I was just trying to scare up some quick money before my dad gets tossed in the river. Here, you can have all your money back. He produces a small pouch filled with a few scant coins.
You have something to say?
Now, who would want to toss your father into the Dellenbeer? I'm not supposed to tell. If this fella finds out I'm even telling you about me da being in debt to him, why, he'd probably toss me in the river as well. Maybe telling you will help. It's worth a try. The lad's eyes are as wide as saucers. He apparently fears the wrath of this man a great deal. Me da has the worst gambling luck of any man on the Sword Coast. If Timora smiles on the lucky, she must be staring daggers at me da. So after a really long losing streak, he borrows some coin off the local loan shark. I kept telling me da to pay the man on time, but he just got kinda careless. Then one night, this loan shark's 2 bully boys come over to the house, and they came over to our house, and... The lad's eyes tear up as he tries to maintain his composure. Well, I'm sure you have some idea what they did to me, da. And that ain't all. Vlad! Ooh! The boy immediately puts a hand to his mouth, realizing he's said too much. You can trust me, lad. Please continue. I may as well tell you what I know, as I'm horrible at keeping secrets. Vladimir the Collector is the local loan shark here in Daggerford. He's the one who sent me da for the coin for gambling, and he's the one who's gonna toss me da in the river when he don't get his money. I'll go talk to this Vladimir fellow and try to straighten things out. You mean you'll help us? I can't believe it. I mean, thanks. Glad to help out, lad. Just please keep your hands out of other people's pockets until I return. Promise? Sure, mister, I promise. I'll be back soon, lad. Okay. Strand, who are you?
Hello.
Psst, over here. I've got a few things for sale if you're interested. What kinds of things are we talking about? Let's just say they're the kinds of things you won't find in Daggerford's other shops. I sell armor that's light and flexible, so you can get in and out of places in a hurry. Then there's my excellent select collection of trap kits and lockpicks. Also, I recently acquired an elixir from a Zakaran fellow that, when poured into someone's drink, knocks him out cold. Interested? Potion that knocks someone out cold, you say? How much? Just take a look at my items, friend. You'll find it amongst the other bric-a-brac. Alright, let me take a look. Alright, greater mass and persuasion is a nice thing. Various items and armor, light kind of armor. Couple weapons and the like. Nothing I need. Couple potions. Rings and amulets. Knockout drops. This bitter-tasting elixir, invented by Zakaran physicians as a potent cure for insomnia, is made by combining animal fats, prunes, oranges, sugar, and salt into a clear syrup that dissolves in water, alcohol, and olive oil. When ingested, the drug's active ingredients result in a near-instantaneous and very deep sleep. To use, right-click on drops in inventory, choose use, and then left-click on item in inventory to use with. I am going to keep that in mind in case I need it in the future. I feel like I may. Gilgamesh.
The Blackstone clientele leaves much to be desired. Keep a tight grip on your purse and your sword.
Noted.
You have something to say?
Come to the Blackstone Inn, have you? If you're as green as you look, you'll be lucky to walk out of here in one place. Are you always as friendly to new customers? I'm just telling you to be on your guard here, lad. Them who come to the Blackstone do so because they've been kicked out of every decent tavern from here to Waterdeep. But I don't mean to frighten you away, particularly if you got some coin in your purse. Me name may be Gilgamesh, and I own the Blackstone Inn. What can I get you? What I really need, Gilgamesh, is some information. Well, that's one thing that's real hard to come by in the Blackstone. You see, people here don't like it when folks come in asking all manner of questions. Makes them feel, well, nervous. Gilgamesh's eyes shrink to slits as he nervously scans the room to see if anyone is listening in on your conversation. What if I was willing to spend a bit of coin on some drinks? Would that make you more inclined to spread a little gossip my way? Aye, it might, lad. Though you'd have to be buying some of me really pricey items to make it worth my while. Gilgamesh's crooked smile reveals more than one tooth capped in gold. So if I agree to purchase a few of your more expensive drinks, you'll fill me in on the latest gossip, is that right? Say, you're not half as bad as you look, lad. You buy a few high-priced brews and I'll tell you what I know. So what are these costly brews you're selling then, Gilgamesh? If you be hankering for a good rich stout, then you'll be wanting me elder root out of Erdust. If a pale ale is more to your liking, you should try some golden sands out of Kalampor. As with all the taverns in these parts, we serve up knee-cracker cider, which will put you under the table faster than a punch from an angry ogre. And last but certainly not least, I sell a decent wine called Daggerford Clary that's made from grapes just outside of town. So what'll it be? Let me drop a save.
Something to say?
I feel like this might just be information, so let's see. Elderroot Stout. Vladimir, the antiques dealer here in town, is always looking for someone to find him some new items to add to his collection. That's who Vladimir is. We'll go see him. I hear Vladimir the antiques dealer is feuding with a rival collector down in Gillian's Hill. Might be worth looking into if you'd be wanting to get on Vlad's good side, which is not an easy thing to do. The cider? I hear some farmers to the south are getting sick and dying at a steady clip. If you're wanting to check out, you'd best check with Leon Sunmist over at the Temple of the Thunder. I hear some local farmers are giving a stronghold to any hero willing to help them out with a little problem they're having. Just between you and me, that stronghold they're promising was the site of some dirty business a while back. If you rest your head in this place, you might be resting it there for good. Interesting. Can we go down into the basement? We can go into the cellar. Where, of course, there's rats down in
My
the cellar.
nose tells me there is opportunity in this cellar. A Grander Retsotnert had a keen nose too. Bigger and hairier, though. It seems I can't. Right, I can do that.
Okay, you can't do that one, but you can do this one.
Right, I can do that.
I think we have just enough time to take a look in the air. Okay, well, there's a few chests we can loot and the like. +1 bolts and ice bullets. Okay, out of the way, please. And we got alchemist fire, fire arrows, +1 short bow, which means I can sell the regular one. Check this side. Stop getting in the way.
Right, I can do that.
Thank you. Ah, that one's locked. Sorry. They're both locked, but that one is trapped. Alright, go ahead. Pick the lock on that one. I mean, hey, loot is loot.
There you go.
Regular +1 longsword. You know what? It looks fancier than the one I have. Pot helmet, a potion of antidote, and some holy water. Let's open up this one.
Right.
I am
can
going
do
to
that.
swap that sword out. Just for one that actually looks like a +1 longsword.
There you go.
And we got a few things in here, including another trapped one. None of these are locked, however. +1 cloak of protection. That's actually useful. Okay, so let me put on the cloak of protection. Then we've got... I can put on the +1 bolts, that's fine. And the ice bullets, so that I actually have something there. Let's see. Potion of aid can go in here. Can put that in there. The acid flask can go in. The antidote. Potion of lesser restoration. And I think the rest of this can probably be sold. You can have these for the sake of having them. Oh, and also that. There we go. That'll probably work, I think. Which means we still have a few small things to sell, but that's not a big deal. Yeah, a couple items we can sell, not a big deal. And with that, I am going to end this episode here. Went a few minutes long, but it's perfectly fine. Next episode, looks like we may have to go speak with Vladimir and see what else we can look at. We also need to look at the castle. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chester44. Our name is Fly. That is Jareth Larani, Perfbin, and Reagan. This has been a Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights, Darkness over Daggerford, and I shall see you all next time.